Welcome to another episode of the Coffee Conversation Show at the Emerging Lawyer. We are today at Dentons Link Legal Mumbai office. Today's topic is Mastering the Legal Maze, Insights from a Seasoned Professional. We have with us Ambuj Sonal, a partner at Dentons Link Legal. So welcome Ambuj to the special episode.
Thank you, Amir.
Yeah. So I just want to explain to you, Ambuj, the format of the Coffee Conversation is divided into three parts. One is the professional journey part. Second is your personal. Third, the surprise round is a rapid fire round. So don't worry.
Scary.
So, so, so I'm just beginning. Friends, I am Lion Amir Varani over here, host at Coffee Conversation and a legal tech evangelist. So welcome, Ambuj. Let's begin your journey, professional one. So Ambuj, how has the journey as a legal professional till date has been?
So, I'll start with my law school. I am a law graduate from Chanakya National Law University, which is in Patna. After my 5 years of LLB, I came to Bombay. I joined DH Law Associates in 2012. Actually, I was an intern in my fourth year at DH Law, and subsequently it got confirmed. So I started my legal journey with DH Law. A bit of litigation in the beginning, especially more into the shareholders dispute and all. Subsequently, I started doing merger acquisitions and full-fledged corporate practice. I spent in DH Law until 2016 when DH Law and Link Legal merged their practices together, and that's how I became part of Link Legal. In 2018, I wanted to try some in-house roles as part of Lodha Group as Deputy General Manager Legal for approximately 17-18 months. And then I decided to move back to law firm, and I worked as a principal associate with Pioneer Legal for approximately another 18 months or so. And 2021, I came back and joined Link Legal as associate partner in Mumbai office as the merger acquisition practice. And in 2023, I was promoted to partnership, and that's how I am here.
That has been a remarkable journey. So I want like to know more about the difference between working in a law firm and working as a part of a corporate legal team at a company. What are the differences and what are the adjustments you have to make?
So initially, after working in a law firm for like 6-7 years, I moved in house, and what I realized that there are different challenges. So when you work in a law firm, you are a service provider. When you work in a company, you are a service receiver.
Very good.
So I think the approach is completely different. The kind of competition what we feel as a law firm lawyer and the kind of challenges which we talk about. Normally we talk about long working hours, a lot of pressure, a lot of stress. But I believe that as an in-house lawyer also you have a lot of stress, and there are certain set of liabilities which a law firm lawyer cannot even imagine, because you are answerable to whatever you are saying, whatever you are suggesting to the board of directors. There are pressure from multiple departments. So in a law firm, I can actually focus on a particular practice area. If I'm doing merger acquisitions, I can do only merger acquisition. But when I shift in-house, at a senior role, probably I need to know every bit of it. So I need to know the employment part of it, the IP part of it, the acquisition strategies, and everything. So you have to be all rounder in in-house, which has a different set of challenges. So I think that's what my experience has been.
Wonderfully, you said service provider and service receiver. That was this sentence has sum up everything.
Yes.
So whoever wants to make a legal career, whether a law firm or joining an in-house corporate legal team, you know what set of responsibilities you have to take up and what you will be facing. Thank you for that. I'll remember this. So continuing, you have worked on cross-border investments. So what are the challenges and complexities you have faced?
So it depends on which country my client is based on. So we have to deal with, you have to know the nature of the client, the culture which they are following as a business. So each country may have different approach. Like if I'm advising some companies in China, they have completely different approach as compared to somebody who is from USA or a Europe. So how you handle clients depends on which country they are coming from. Also the sector which they are involved in, because if you talk about Foreign Exchange Management Act, there are sector specific regulations, there are sector specific compliances. It also depends on how they want to come into India, how they want to invest in India, whether it is a debt instrument or an equity instrument, because in equity the strategy is completely separate, in debt it is more straightforward because there is ECB guidelines involved. So we collect the information that which country you are in, which sector you are in, what kind of investment you are making, what kind of target in India you are looking at, and how the target has been historically. So that comes out of diligence and everything. And then after the diligence is done, then there is a set of reps and warranties prepared and the areas which we should be, as an investor or a foreign investor, they should be concerned about. So I think these things matter a lot, that where and which, from which jurisdiction the investor is coming from and investing in India.
Wonderfully explained. My next question will be, now Link Legal has become a global law firm after merging with Denton.
It's combination.
Combination, joint venture. That's congratulations. Link Legal is one of the law firms who has gone global with a joint venture format. And so, looking at the challenges now, working with partners from different countries, the mindsets. So, how do you all manage those cross-border cultural differences and working together as now a global team?
Yeah, thank you, Amir. So I just want to clarify, this is only a combination with Link Legal to Dentons. There is no joint venture or merger. We are global now, but we are yet local. So the entire Link Legal firm, it remains the same. It is still controlled by the Indian lawyers. But yes, you are absolutely correct that experience has changed. The level of exposure which we are getting now is very different, because we are working with partners in US who is like 25 years experience, 30 years experience. Then we are working with European lawyers, we are working with Middle East team, we are working with a lot of them. So how we approach, how we advise our clients in India and how they advise, there are certain differences. So what we have seen is there is quality which has improved, obviously, because we are working for international clients, plus the exposure level, that how we advise them, what the clients need are, how do we need to respond. Like in India, what I've seen is mostly the lawyers would advise on some certain normal issues. But in foreign countries, the foreign clients, they are very direct. They want to the point advices. You have to answer yes or no, and then how it proceeds. But yes, working hours has been crazy, because if I'm working in 3 deals, somebody investing from Singapore, somebody investing from US, then US wants a late night calls, Singapore wants an early morning call. So that has been a challenge, but yes, we are managing. But we are happy with the exposure, and the kind of experience which we are getting is amazing. I mean, it's the only firm which can offer that kind of experience.
I'm very proud. Ambuj ki bhai, in short time, India has gone global for in the legal industry, and Link Legal. My apologies about the understanding part, but you have taken a big leap, and more such law firms should take a big leap and gain that experience, not focusing on bhai, the challenges of working hours, now the remote and being a digital nomad. The world has changed, and you all have taken that stride. So, from bottom of my heart, from Prime Infotech and the Emerging Forum, best wishes to you all grow in leaps and bounds, and you receive more awards. That I'll come to my
Thank you, Amar.
in my
Thank you so much.
question that is there. So now my next question will be: you have worked in private equity investments. So what do you ensure for alignment between different stakeholders for this kind of transactions?
So private equity is slightly different than the normal M&A. We'll have to see whether the private equity fund or a venture capital fund. Venture capital mostly invests in startups and new venture companies. Private equity can be a financial investor as well as a strategic investor. So first of all, we have to see what is the objective. whether it will be a strategic investment where the investor becomes part of the business, or whether it be a financial investment where the investor's interest is limited to the financial gain. So that is the most critical question which we ask. Accordingly, the drafts, the documents, everything changes what you need to look through. Especially in venture capital deals, where there are smaller and startup companies, you need to understand the motive which they have used in setting up the company. More particularly, any startup is very close to the founders.
Yes,
So
very
more
much.
than business, they are emotionally connected.
Yes,
So understanding that particular emotion is very important when you're advising them, because you don't only act as a lawyer, you act as a friend who can advise in every bit,
very true.
including the business part of it, the legal part of it, what rights you should share with the investor, what rights you should retain. So I think those are the points which we discuss upfront. And upfront, if the alignment is there with all the stakeholders, then the deal is more smoother.
Very true. Being a friend to a client makes a lot of difference, and
Yes.
you understand client relationship that I can see from your conversation. Uh, so continuing, yeah. What advice would you give in minimizing legal risk for your clients, particularly in complex business environments that you're working with them?
So I think the most critical part is at the LOI or term sheet stage. If all the rights and commercial points are absolutely clear and understand, and all the parties have understood it, I think then the deal is very smooth. Then there is no scope of more negotiations at the later stage of the deal. But yes, every deal is subject to what the compliances are, what is the findings of the due diligences, etc. But I think the commercial understanding, the rights which the investor will take, the rights which will remain with the founders, those are the things which has to be absolutely clear at the first stage itself to make a deal smoother.
Very true, very true. Ambuj, you have worked across different industries in your career.
Yes.
Can you highlight some key challenges, success stories which you have come across and you're happy when you retire
So I think
to look back?
each transaction is valuable for me. Each transaction had its own challenges, but sector specific, I have worked in lot of automobile sector, other manufacturing sector, IT sector a lot, information technology. So the challenges are different, because if you're doing a joint venture, there will be different challenges.
Yes.
If you're doing, in fact, a 50-50 joint venture, then deadlock is a situation which is very critical, which you need to think through, and that is very challenging while negotiating. Plus the exit options, those are very critical, especially when a foreign investor is involved. The exit has certain challenges under foreign exchange management acts. So structuring these kind of challenging things, that has been the plus point in different sectors. In IT sectors, if you see, there are nothing, I mean, they are not like heavy on employment, but the founder's role becomes very critical. So you need to talk to the founders, because they might have to agree to certain points. So in my experience, I think the challenges have been different for different sectors, but all those challenges have has to be structured. There are always a thing which has a solution. So I have worked towards points which might be deal breakers, but how do you make it a deal maker? That has been the idea behind all the advisory I've done, and I think that is what I've learned in my experience.
Very true. Uh, Coming to this question on, since you've worked in M&A, equity and everything, technology, the role of technology in M&A with AI, it has made a lot of significant contributions. How
Yes.
has the experience working with these technologies been?
So I think I've worked with global teams a lot. Uh, Outside India, there are a lot of technologies which are being adopted. Especially in my practice area, if I see, there are a lot of AI which are being used in conducting due diligences. There are certain softwares which actually read out the contract. They will tell you what are the critical provisions. If you ask them a question like a chat box, if you ask a question that whether this contract has a change in control provision, it will automatically flash it, that out of 100 contracts there are 50 contracts which has it. So it saves the time, to be very frank, but at the same time it does not compromise with the role of a lawyer. So the idea, I have seen a lot of debates, I have been part of a lot of debates where people are saying if an AI comes into the legal sector, it might reduce the job of especially the junior most lawyer in the team. But I believe otherwise. I believe that it is not going to reduce the job because AI is also trained and you
Yes.
have to train it.
Yes.
So the junior most who is working and who is also using the AI, particularly he will have to train the AI that what is the needs. You feed in the data and then AI will give you the output. So I don't see that it will reduce anybody's job, it will take away anybody's job. I say it that it is a very useful tool which will save the time, and probably the team which is working on 4 transactions at one time can increase to 8 transactions.
Very,
So
very
AI
true.
can be very useful and it is most beneficial for especially the M&A practice. That's what my experience has been.
Very true. Very true. There are two tools which we have seen and we have recommended, like Kira.
Yeah.
Then there is later a Transact management tool is there. These utilize the what do you say, AI and machine learning. Mm. So,
Very useful. Yes.
so coming to our next question, you must have worked with different legal technologies. So why is a legal technology is important for any law firm or any lawyer or any legal professional should use that will help him, according to you?
So I think technology as a whole is very useful. Uh, we all have faced COVID situation where technology was the saver. If you want to explain a workplace now the workplace is only your computer. And this is all because of technology where you can get remotely connected to anywhere in the world. I think that has been fascinating. That is fantastic development. In the legal sector specifically, I mentioned it can be used at multiple places. Like I mentioned, it can be used for due diligences. Similarly, it can be used for the closing as well as drafting of the documents. So if you train a particular AI that I need a simple shareholders agreement, I think the AI can deliver that, and it
Yeah.
can give you a first cut which you can then work on. So technically, if I spent like 5 hours putting out a draft together, those 5 hours are saved.
Very true.
Secondly, it can also be useful for litigating lawyers where they can just keep train the AI to give them some data that which court is using what kind of drafts, which court is using what kind of judges. It can also be used for judiciary because they can train the AI to deliver some judgments on relevant points which they are dealing with on day to day. So I think it can be useful if the people know how to use it, as well as if they introduce in every practice area, and it will take the practice far ahead as compared to the traditional practice of law.
Very true. Very true. So technology in every industry has multiple benefits. It's how you use it and how you implement the technology that is
Yes,
worthwhile.
AI is very intelligent, and I think the user of the AI has also to be intelligent how to use
Yes.
it.
Yes.
So that's
Yes.
because it's a machine,
It's a
and
machine. Yes.
any machine, like we use a lot of legal search tools.
Yeah.
When we search on case laws, we use a lot of websites where you put the key issues, it will give you like 1,000 judgments. But if I am a user as a lawyer, so for example, if I have to search a case law on contracts having unlawful object, and if I type contracts having unlawful object, or object is not in accordance with law, it will give you 1,000 judgments and you'll be confused.
Very
But if
true.
I'm a lawyer, I'll just type out that contracts against the public policy of India, opposed to public policy of India. That is the legal word. It will find out, it will give you right 10 judgments, and your search is complete. So
Very
you
true.
have to be intelligent what you are feeding in the technology.
Yes.
So if you are using the words which judges are using, if you are familiar with those words, your search is very easy.
Very true. So you have got the tip, junior lawyers who are there. Very true. Very true. It's how you make them work.
Exactly.
What you feed in, you will get it,
Yes. If you ask the wrong question, you get the wrong answer.
and then you are screwed. You will be working, and you give a wrong your preparations, your research work, everything, and your seniors will be. You don't know what will happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So they all depend on how you proceed. So Ambudj, while doing a research we saw that you have won multiple awards like IBLJ, Future Legal Leaders, Forbes Legal Power List. How does it feel to receive an award and its impact on your career these awards bring to you?
Uh, that's an interesting question because when I was in law school, I always wanted to work in a law firm. That was the prime objective. I've never thought that how would I grow, what awards I'm going to get. The only objective was to get into a law firm and start working. And I'm a person who believes in working in present, not planning too much. So as and when these recognitions, these award comes in, I feel good because these are all coming from feedback from the clients. It
Very
makes
true.
me very confident that yes, clients are believing, and if you are getting trust from the client, then these recognitions come forward. So I think it adds more confidence to me personally as a lawyer, and yes, I feel very good about it, obviously, because it boosts the confidence. That's it.
Very true. Very true. And one thing you said, client feedback. So my last question will be some advice, key tips you can share who wants to become successful becoming an M&A lawyer.
So now the process to become a M&A lawyer can be learned in any law firm which are doing this practice. You can the skill wise, the hardest skills, how to draft, what do you do, how to conduct the diligence, everything can be learned with any lawyer who is experienced. What a junior lawyer or a fresh lawyer needs to focus is the soft skills, because that is very important, how you speak to the client, what level of comfort you are giving. What I have seen in the last 10 years or so, the clients demands have increased. Earlier the demand was sharing a draft or a legal opinion, but now the demand is also the availability. So if you are available always for your client, then you become friends with the client, and that is something which impacts. And if that impact, if you are provided, you are not going to lose that client ever. I think that is the advice I would want to pass on.
Very true. So we had a wonderful conversation in your professional part. We're coming to the second journey, the personal journey. So Ambuj, share some childhood memories.
Childhood memories, I mean, there are many. I mean, I was studying in a, I was studied my schooling, first part of the schooling in a government school. It was not a very big school, very small. But yes, memory wise, I would share. So as in sixth standard, when there was some annual function preparation was going on as part of a group dance, and I was doing it well. It was a bhangra, but some teacher's child wanted to be part of it, so I was pushed back in the group, and then I left it, and then I decided next year I'll do a solo, and I prepared a lot, and next year it was actually a solo performance. I think that was something which I took it up as a challenge, and as a kid, as I'm in sixth standard, how old are you? So, but at that time only something got fed in my mind, and I was like, yeah, I have to do it. So probably that is still continuing.
Yes, that's good. So how was your college life in law?
Life was fun. I think I've done everything in this college. I have failed in subjects also. I have topped in some subjects also. I have participated in moot courts. I have participated in sports, cultural activities. Uh, One thing I would always remember is we were the second batch of our university, so there were a lot of developments happening. We didn't have a lot of facilities, but I, along with a couple of my friends, we had started a legal aid cell, where basically we provided free legal advice to people in the socially backward class. And we used to travel to rural areas on Saturdays and Sundays, and we used to organize nukkar natak stage shows just to make them understand what the law is. So we have done it for different reasons, like how do you file an FIR? It's as simple as that. So what is the rights against domestic violence? So that start was there, and finally it is going really well. Now I go back to the university and I see that a lot of people are supporting it. But that was a start which was foundation was done by us, so I will always remember that. And yes, in college also, like, I found the love of my life, and I'm married to my classmate. She, I mean, we met in the first year, that is 2007. We got married in 2021. So I think that is very important.
Good. So, are you still in touch with your childhood and college friends?
Yes, of
So
course.
share some
So,
ये what do you say? Uh, After completing college, what activities you have been doing, and so like some message to them.
So, see, everyone has their own experience with friends. You can make friends for life when you're in college,
Very true.
and we have also done it. We have done some weird things in hostels, boys' hostels, like everyone can relate to it. I won't disclose many things right now because it will be very weird, the things which we have done. We have done a lot of strikes also. We have done a lot of violations of college rules, but yeah, they become friends for your life. And I think we have been friends. All my group in college are still in touch. We meet very rarely. This life will make you busy. You won't have time to meet friends, but still, even if you're calling somebody after 3 months, they will still be the same with you. So whenever I meet with friends, I think we are still in college. We go back and we talk about our days in university. And I think the advice which I would pass on is make good friends in university because they'll be there for life, even at your older age.
Very true. Very true. So continuing conversation, who's the biggest supporter from your family?
So, actually, my biggest supporter was my dad. He passed away in 2021. Uh, he actually helped me a lot when I was in university. Apart from dad, as I mentioned, my mom is always there. Mom is always close, and whatever you need, you go to your mom. But my wife, who has been there since 2007 when I was a first year student, she has seen my career growth more than the childhood, and she has also supported a lot. She is still with me, still supporting, and I'm very lucky to have my dad, my mom, my wife, everyone, my siblings. My siblings are very supportive. I have a big family. I have five more siblings elder to me, so I'm
Oh,
the youngest one in family, and they all have been a good guide to me.
that's wonderful. Living in a joint family. Okay. Uh, so, how do you unwind after a long, grueling day?
Uh, if you ask me, a good massage. I go to the club and I have a spa over weekends. Sometimes I need it in the night also. So that is the way I relax.
Okay. Uh, how do you keep abreast of the changes happening in the legal industry? The laws, many things keep changing. So, how do you manage?
So I'm into corporate practice. So how I keep myself updated is religiously without fail every morning I check the website of SEBI, MCA and RBI for any updates. And that's it. I mean, these three websites as a corporate lawyer you should religiously check every day. Even to the juniors, I have trained them because that will keep you updated.
Very good. Uh, your favorite food,
Favorite
food,
food?
food dish, or anything related to food?
I like Chinese a lot. Even Thai food is great. But yes, it has to be well made. Maybe a simple dish like chili chicken is good for me. I always have it.
That's wonderful. Uh, any memories of going to any tourist place, travel place in India or abroad, which you remember?
I have been to many places, but I always like to visit Goa because I think Goa is a place where you can relax and you can do anything. I mean, it's there is no restrictions. If you want to mentally relax after a long week or long month or long quarter itself, Goa is a place where you can go, you can chill. I'm just in love with Goa, so I've
Yes.
been to Goa like multiple times, and I'll continue doing that.
Okay.
Just sitting in the shack and looking at the ocean, having fun. That's it.
Wow. Uh, your hobbies of passion, which are still continued from your childhood.
I collect a lot of coins, so that can be a hobby. I have coins from like older days, some coins from the 1700 something, some in the 1800s, the annas. So I have a collection. So whenever I see something like that, I just pick it up, and that is one. Hobby wise, I like cooking. So I cook on Sundays mostly whenever I get time. But yeah, that's it.
Do you invite someone?
Yeah, I don't know whether they like it or not, but I force my friends to eat it. But they
No,
have
no,
never
no.
praised it, so
Okay, I'll do.
most welcome, most welcome, Amir.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, so my last question will be describe Ambuj in one line.
Oh, that's quite difficult. But I think I'm a person who always explores a lot of things. I'm inquisitive. I live in the present. I don't plan, and that is the reason I think I'm inquisitive a lot, as well as I'm exploring a lot of things professionally as well as personally.
Very
I'm not a
true.
big planner.
But the divine plans for you.
Yeah, so I plan every day. I take one day at a
One day at a
time,
time.
and I think that has worked for me.
Yes. Someone is working in behind. You are working present moment, but someone is working behind.
Yes, yes.
Your
And I think if you do the correct, so the process is very important.
yes.
Because that is only thing which is in your control. The result is not. The result is never in your control. So don't think about the result. It's the process, what you're doing at present, which is important, which is in your full control. You give your 100% to the process. The result is something which you can't predict.
Very true. So, friends, it was a lovely conversation. So, we are coming to the last round. That is a rapid fire. Uh, tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Okay. Your favorite movie?
Weed Zara.
Your you're a morning person or night?
Morning.
Okay. Um, uh, cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Okay. Uh, your favorite book?
Uh, Animal Farm.
Okay.
Because it's short.
Okay. And author?
Favorite author, myself, because I write a lot.
Ooh,
But yes, Mr. Kalam.
very good. And your this favorite movie star?
Mm, Currently, I think I used to like Amitabh Bachchan. Not in the current lot, not anymore.
Okay, that's fine. You answered very well, Ambuj. So,
Yeah.
friends, it was a lovely conversation on the legal insights, many tips Ambuj has shared for the corporate law, working in law firm, in a corporate legal in-house team, service provider, service receiver. That is very wonderfully he explained. So, friends, do subscribe to the Coffee Conversation Show on YouTube. This episode will be uploaded shortly, and we look forward to having another guest speaker in person or on Zoom to our coffee conversation. So, signing off, this is Line Amir Virani, your host. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you.